Hi, I'm James Lamont, Fellow at the Vadine Center for Rural Economic Development at the University of Minnesota Crookston. Today we're going to talk about food inflation and recap 2022. There are many events that led up to inflationary pressures on food supply. First and foremost, we had big floods in Asia, especially fertile grounds in places like Pakistan, major droughts, especially in the growing regions of China, as well as Europe and to some degree North America and South America. Then we had heat in Europe and other parts of the world that also impacted crop growth. Simultaneously to the growing challenges, there were several supply chain disruptions. Several of them were leftovers from the pandemic. For example, mismatching of containers and other transportation modes, not being able to catch up with new supply chain realities. Subsequent to that, there were other stresses on the supply chain, such as disease, especially in the poultry markets, both chicken and turkey. The conflict in Ukraine naturally impacted the price of grains and other commodities, as well as monetary policy. We're still living through high rates of inflation as a result of increased monetary supply in Western Europe, North America, and other Western countries to the tune of trillions of dollars. So all of these pressures kind of came together at once and led to ultimately what is very strong food inflation, especially in areas that are consumable every day. So majority of commodities saw increases year over year from 2021 to 2022. Majority of those increases were double digit, in some cases as high as 30 to 50%. Food inflation is also regional, given the transportation element. For example, further you have to transport foods, especially here in the upper Midwest, the greater the transportation expense, thereby creating more inflationary pressures on the actual commodity. The highest impacts for most American consumers were on eggs and various types of meats. Dairy fared pretty well. In fact, cheese actually saw declines in some areas. But in the aggregate, the cost of food is becoming higher, and it's becoming a larger part of sort of the American budget. So these inflationary pressures are starting to bite pretty significantly here as we enter into 2023. And it's extremely challenging for some of the lower middle income Americans, especially those that depend on maybe some benefits such as SNAP or even just state programs. Thank you for joining me. This will be the final video for this year, and have a great holiday.